Oh yeah. Chinese ethnic Uyghur. But they're exactly. They're called Uyghurs. Yeah. So I was just thinking like. Yeah, I was just thinking I should try and get some like a screen name for something in the future.
We want our country back! We want our country back! We want our country back! We want our country back!
metalhead guy. That's what makes it really fun. We need to get Morrison. Morrison's our guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The Guardian gave his new album.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe Morrison's on it. Like, that really is a sign that the whole world's going to
He's always been.
well, what popular? Yeah, probably. Well, he doesn't really give a shit about it. It's just the animal.
Brexit now! Brexit now! What do you want?
Brexit!
When do you want it?
Now! Brexit now! Brexit now! Brexit now! Brexit now!
BBC will still tell on the
John, it can. Off our street.
You're not in the UKIP Liberalist, are you? Oh, right, no, so I know some chap on there was saying he was going to bring his flag down. I thought that was it for a minute.
No. Just a basic Norfolk. County.
Brexit! Now! Brexit! Now! Brexit! Now! Brexit! Now! Brexit!
Show me face and stick a high vis on. Brexit! Brexit!
What do we want?
Brexit!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Brexit!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Brexit!
Help me down! 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 Brexit! Where do you want it? Now! Brexit! Now!
I think somebody's planning got space where they'll be flying in the wrong place. Darling, fold in the wrong place. So I can tell you plan a little bit peaked up. Yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, right up in there, it'd be great.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Brexit! When do we want it? Now! Say the card is time for you to go. They want a new London. New London. We want out! 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 We want out!
Parliament won and the King lost his head. If Parliament betrays Brexit, they will be putting themselves in opposition to the people. And if they win, you lose your liberty. My message and UKIP's message to Parliament is clear and simple. Dump the deal. And take Britain out of the European Union now. Process has been conducted on an entirely false basis, that we can only leave the European Union on the EU's terms. That is not true. I have said consistently for 25 years that the only way we'll leave is by means of unilateral and unconditional withdrawal. We must leave under our terms and not the European Union's. This is what a patriotic government and parliament would have done, and it will never be too late to do it. First, we must repeal the European Communities Act 1972. Then we have left under our law, not the EU's law. Having done that, chaos would not ensue because all EU law would stay in place anyway by means of acts of Parliament. But Parliament could then begin to repeal and amend those laws in accordance with our priorities and our timescales. We can offer the EU continued tariff-free trade, or they can have WTO terms. It's their choice, not ours, but if we don't give them that choice, they can't make it. We could offer a genuinely reciprocal deal on citizens' rights, a deal that actually guarantees our rights as UK citizens on the continent as much as we have guaranteed their rights over here. All remaining issues can be approached in an order of priority and in a spirit of friendly but firm cooperation. And it's in the interests of the European Union to reach an accommodation with us. A patriotic government that wanted to leave the European Union would not have asked the EU how it can do it. It would have told them how it's going to happen. What can we do to bring pressure to bear? The referendum was achieved by the UKIP electoral threat. The only way we will ever achieve a real exit from the European Union is to rebuild the UKIP electoral threat once again. We're here today because we believe in our country, its laws, our constitution and our democratic process. Conservative and Labour MPs were elected in 2017 on manifestos that said that they would honour the decision of the referendum. Now they intend to betray the referendum if they can get away with it. The most important thing to a politician is votes, winning them and losing them. The political class will only pay attention when they start losing votes. Help us to take their votes away. I want to make UKIP bigger and stronger. I want UKIP to organise in every constituency and take votes away from the treacherous and treasonous political class. We need more members, more money, more organisation, more candidates. We believe in our country. We believe in our democracy. we're going to fight to restore our democratic freedoms by winning those votes at the ballot box. And I can't do that on my own. I need you and I need all the hundreds of thousands and millions of people up and down the country who want to leave the European Union to get behind us. I want you to join UKIP. I want you to play a part. Let me finish off. Our message today, plain and simple to Parliament, is dump the deal. Brexit means exit. And exit means now, under our steam, not how the European Union tells us it can be done. Please help us and UKIP to make that happen. Now, I'll finish now. I promise I'll finish. Some of my colleagues tell me that I should be concentrating on Brexit, kind of overlooking the fact that that's exactly what I've been doing, why some of them have been lining their pockets in Brussels. Well, I tell you what I've done, not even I'm concentrating on Brexit, but I've even got Tommy Robinson to talk about Brexit. That's an achievement, isn't it?
Fantastic. Thank you, Gerard. What did he say? Dump the deal. Dump the deal. Brexit means exit. Okay. Now, I have a complete stranger to introduce to you. So I've got a long list of things I need to tell you about him. Actually, there's just one word, and it's this word. It's Tommy.
What a beautiful sight. Look at all these tattooed thugs. First of all, what you've witnessed this week by the media and the establishment is fear. They fear this. They fear a movement that can be politicised across this country. I'm going to be honest as well. I don't want to seem like I am jumping on the Brexit bandwagon because I was not one of the main campaigners for Brexit. I diverted all my time and attention to the Islamisation of this nation. But the reality is, whilst we're governed by Brussels, all the problems that I speak about, all the problems that I raise cannot be solved and cannot be sorted unless we govern our own country and we're not ruled by bureaucrats in Brussels. I also want to say a thank you. A thank you to UKIP. A thank you to Gerard Batten. A thank you to Nigel Farage. A thank you to everyone who fought, because many people, when I spoke to Gerard, 25 years of their lives dedicated to bringing us that referendum. They dedicated their lives, they worked tirelessly, and now they're being slandered and attacked. And even to the fear-mongering, the complete fear-mongering this week of violence at this demonstration, of riots, of thugs. And the reality is beautiful British people, the British public. And to be honest, up until this vote, I didn't believe in democracy. I never thought they'd let us leave. I'm still not sure they will let us leave, but I never thought that vote would go that way. And what that wakes you up, and I had a lot of time to think even when I was in prison, we can't be on the outside, we have to be involved. And that's what this is about, and that's what this needs to be about.
And many people, I know that Lord Pearson's here to talk today as well. What a legend. Do you know the entire establishment are against him? Same with Jared. You've seen many people resigning, many people quitting. And I hope that they see there was basic fear-mongering, just like us leaving. Complete fear-mongering. And if the government believe that they can get away, I said, would they? That they can get away with ignoring the vote of 17.4 million people. What they need to know is that all of these people who have travelled here on a Sunday morning, 2 weeks before Christmas, these people are ready to campaign, they're ready to join, and they're ready to move to the streets whenever we ask them to. And I keep hearing them talk about the economy. The economy, the economy, the economy. And fear-mongering about it. I think most people I know who voted, they didn't think of the economy. They thought more about their culture and their identity. And I did prepare a speech here, but to be honest, I'm going to leave the Brexit issues to the people who've been campaigning for 20 years and working tirelessly for it. And I think all of them, I think what you witnessed this week as well, the amount of pressure that must have been on Gerard Batten this last week, and he's still standing here, that is a leader. I'll say a few more words at the end, but I'm going to hand you over, yeah? And again, do you know what? Every single one of you that have travelled here, I want to say a personal thank you to every one of you that make events like this possible, to all of the stewards, to the police. We thank the police today as well, because they've been great as well. So thank every one of you.
Thank you very much indeed, Tommy. Big hand there for Tommy. Tommy Robinson. And you're going to hear some more from Gerard Batten and from Tommy Robinson before we close. But now, we're going to tackle the whole problem of mass open-door immigration that has been foisted upon us by our political masters all around us. And to help us through this run is Paul Oakley, who is UKIP spokesman on immigration. Paul, here we go. Give him a big hand.
What a joy it is to look out on this crowd. Look at this crowd. People of all ages, people from every economic background, health workers, teachers, servicemen. We have people here, brothers and sisters from the old Commonwealth, whose families came here generations ago. We have people here from the new Europe who have made this country their home. Every person here has one thing in common. They share the new consciousness which is emerging in the West. They share the new consciousness which is emerging in Europe, and it has nothing to do with loyalty to the European Union. Let me tell you that. It is December now. We are entering the coldest and darkest part of the year. And we are also entering one of the coldest and darkest parts of British politics of all time. Because this week, Tuesday this week, two things are going to happen. First of all, heads of state from around the globe are going to descend on Marrakesh to sign up to the Global Compact for safe, orderly and regular migration. In case you hadn't heard, this declares migration to be a human right. It does not distinguish between legal and illegal immigration. It asks for a whole society approach to aid mass immigration. And here is the frightening bit. Governments will have to promote independent, objective and quality reporting and stop allocation of public funding or material support to media outlets that promote intolerance and other forms of discrimination towards migrants. The worry is that they are actually going to criminalise any criticism of mass migration. Countries that have pulled out already include Hungary, Poland, Bulgaria, Italy, Croatia, the Czech Republic, Austria, the Dominican Republic, Israel, Slovakia, Switzerland, the USA, and Australia. Some people like it though. It has been said, quote, migration is a global reality and it makes sense to have a global approach. Well, that came from the Immigration Minister of Canada under Justin Trudeau. His name is Ahmed Hassan. Oh, and Theresa May likes it as well. And on Tuesday, she's going to get up to even more wickedness because she is going to be putting her so-called Brexit deal before Parliament. It's going to be voted down. And that was her plan all along, wasn't it? Because Theresa May voted Remain. And this woman is not stupid. Let us be clear, you simply do not become the Prime Minister of this country unless you possess deep cunning. She always intended to betray Brexit. And the risk is we're now going to get a second referendum. Tony Blair has said that if there is a second referendum, that will settle matters for once and for all. Oh no, it won't. We will never accept our continuing membership of the European Union. And let me tell you this, in times of national crisis, it is customary to refer back to the giants of our culture. Henry V, Horatio Nelson, Winston Churchill. And with this in mind, I say, beware, Ramonas, for our strength and our courage comes from the example of the Terminator. We can't be bargained with. We can't be reasoned with. We don't feel pity or remorse or fear. And we absolutely will not stop ever until we get hard Brexit. Thank you.
A big hand there for Paul Oakley. Okay. Don't worry, guys and girls, the army's here. Here's Simon Bean. He's going to be talking about defence and the betrayal of our forces. Simon.
Hi guys. Maverick veteran here. normally do politics, but I would sell my soul to stand, fight and protect Her Majesty the Queen and my country. I've got just 5 minutes to inform you that military unification is being carried out under the UK government agreeing to EU defence structures. PESCO being one of the acronyms. There are many more making up the EU MOD. Military union is an absolute single point EU command and control concept and system, and it will want to take over. It's the price of a beer. The only way that there can be a political option is for the public to support it, back it and join it. That's the only way. The only way. So I've got my phone out. I'm going to go on UKIP's website. I know everyone's on their phones videoing, but I'd like as many of you as possible to get your phone out. It's £4 a month. It's the price of a beer. The price of a beer in London anyway. And join through the membership with UKIP. If you're watching this at home, do you know what? Gerard's put his neck on the line for his personal self. There's been, I believe, resignations all week from UKIP. To all the people in UKIP who are worried, don't worry, because the cavalry has arrived. UKIP's membership since Gerard Bann took over. When you hear of the talk of a vote of no confidence, their membership's gone up 25% since Gerard took over. There's targets, and that trend, Gerard and UKIP can be a voice for the working class communities watching and listening to this, when no other politician will talk about Islam, no other politician will talk about the issues that the fear and the threat to our country. So as many of you as possible, if you're watching this at home, I'm going to go through the process now. This is going to be a bit of a chore, because usually when there's any forms of filling things out, I just say, Jenna, sort this out, babe. So I'm going to... 30 quid for the year. £30 for the year membership, or £4 a month. So I'm going to go through this, put in your donation. Sorry if this is going to hold us up. I know the police have got a time frame on it. I don't know what name to fill out. And if you're watching this, please do it as well. Anyone out there, please join. Let them see a growing trend of membership, and it will strike fear into the establishment. Right, now just the final button, so I pre-put my bank details in. Declined! Gerard, that's something you're going to have to sort out, mate. But, again, I'll just finish my bit on a personal thank you to every single one of you, and let this be the start of a political mass movement in this country to represent every single one of you that feels voiceless, that has no representation, and more than anything, when I went to the House of Lords with Lord Pearson, and I saw the reaction, and I saw MPs, whilst under parliamentary privilege, saying disgraceful lies about me, I sat for the first time and thought, one day I'll be sitting in there amongst you. Just to trigger you all, just for that reason. But no, thank you every single one of you. Love to every single one of you. And I hope everyone has a great Christmas.
Thank you very much indeed, Tommy Robinson. I think before we have our last speaker, I think Mrs. May needs to hear from us again. Is that all right? Okay. Now this time, I really want to hear you. I want to hear the people right up the back. I want to hear people right up the front, okay? And the chant is, Brexit means exit. 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 Mrs. May, can you hear us? Okay, our last speaker is once more a big hand for Gerard the Bulldog Batten.
Well, everybody, I'm not going to keep you long. I think some thanks are in order. I'd like to thank all of you for the time, trouble and expense that you outlaid in order to come here and make this such a great and successful event. I'd like to thank all the speakers, some of whom, like Ludmir, have come a very long way in order to take their 5 minutes to you all. I'd like to thank those colleagues of mine who had the courage and the decency to actually support me. In what could have been a difficult week, except I know that the cause I represent and what I do and say in UKIP is supported by so many thousands, hundreds of thousands and millions of people out there in the country. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was now, that we shouldn't do this meeting because it was going to be attended by a lot of bald, tattooed thugs. Well, I said, at least I'm not bald anyway. Not bad for 64, really, is it? Well, I've had a great time. I'd like also to thank, by the way, the police, who've done a great job in getting us from Marble Arch to here. And sincere thanks to everybody that's actually helped organise today, and for Alan doing the comparing. I'll finish off. If we don't leave the European Union soon and quickly, we know what our future holds. More money to the EU, billions. All our laws in the EU. Open borders to millions of people, not just from the EU, but from the whole world. And a common European army. And God knows where that will lead us. I would like to say, leave you with this thought. A faint heart never won a fair Brexit. Help me help you.